Hey guys, so today's video is really special because I'm actually doing a collab video today. Now I'm collabing with 5 other people, and it is Emily Violet Marie, Ready Jet Glow, Mia's Virtual Reality, Kitty Approved Beauty, and Alexandria Sutton. So I'm so excited to do this video with these girls. I'm so excited that they invited me, and today's video is going to be all about my first high-end purchases, or just kind of the first high-end products that I received. Now, I am still pretty much a drugstore girl only. I love drugstore makeup. It's really affordable. I love how many options are at the drugstore now and how many amazing products that we have at a really affordable price point. But occasionally I do like to splurge, and I feel like even though I didn't buy a lot of these, I still did my research as if I was going to buy them. So yeah, if you guys want to see what my first high-end purchases were, just keep watching. So my first high-end purchase ever was actually a brush, and it's the Sigma F80. Now, I 110% bought this because of Emily Noel 83. I was just kind of starting out with foundation. I'd been wearing a little bit of concealer and powder, but I hadn't actually started wearing foundation. And I saw that Emily Noel used this tool constantly to apply her foundation. And I was just like, well, I gotta have it. So I think I ordered this off Amazon. I don't know if this is technically considered high-end, but it's definitely not drugstore to me. I think it was like 16 bucks. Got it home and realized I don't actually like putting on my foundation with a brush. I really prefer a sponge. I think it just does a much better job. It looks much nicer on my skin. So yeah, I don't really use this for foundation. I use it to kind of pat out concealer a little bit, but other than that, this really isn't my go-to foundation tool. So while I don't regret buying it, it's definitely not a purchase I would make now, knowing my makeup preferences. So these next 2 items were actually gifted to me, and the first is the Lorac Unzipped palette. Now this is just the original one, not the gold. I again bought this because of Emily Noel 83, and I still love this palette so much to this day. I was way more into neutral shadows then than I am now. I still love neutral shadows, but I'm kind of venturing more into color. I have a really pretty green wing on today, and I love it so much. But yeah, Emily Noel 83 was raving about the formula of the rock shadows, and I just love the colors in this. I love the coppers and the bronzes and just the whole rose gold vibe of this palette. I also really love this kind of plummy brown color. I just fell in love with the palette. I fell in love with the looks that she did with it. She just kept raving about it, and I was just like, well, I gotta have it. So I asked for it for Christmas one year, I think, and I got it. And I still love this palette. I still use it. I really reach for this palette mostly when I'm in a rush and I need to look put together, not maybe so creative makeup. I reach for this more when I need to look more professional and just keep things kind of neutral, but I still want to look really polished. I feel like this is an amazing palette if you work in an office, if you need just some neutral makeup. I really don't think you could create a look with this palette. I mean, unless you did a super duper dark smoky eye, that wouldn't be office appropriate. I'm pretty sure I got these 2 palettes the same Christmas. And the other one is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Now, you guys, when I put makeup on my Christmas list, first I make a big list of everything that I want. I just go through Sephora, I go through Ulta, I pick out random things that I want. Then I go back through, I kind of go over it with a fine-tooth comb, really think about whether I want it, whether I had something similar in my collection. And that year, it was just the Lorac Unzipped that I wanted, and the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Now, I feel like everyone was raving about this on YouTube at that point, or they had been raving about it. I don't think I got it when it was brand new. Mine is super old, it doesn't even have the names on the palette, but I loved the mixture of neutrals and jewel tone shades. I wouldn't even really say that these are colorful shades because the purple is very muted, and the only really other pop of color is kind of this olivey shade right there. But yeah, it doesn't smell like chocolate anymore. That makes me so sad, and I feel like I should throw this palette out, but it's so special to me because it was one of my first palettes, so I feel very sentimental about it. But I don't really regret this purchase. I don't think I would purchase it now, knowing a little bit more about makeup and knowing that there are just kind of better formulas out there. I feel like some of the shades in here could be formulated better, but I don't regret this one. And it was just, I don't know, I was really happy with it at the time that I bought it. I used it constantly. Another one of my first high-end purchases was the Balm Bahama Mama bronzer. Now, mine shattered into a million pieces, so I had to repress it, but I bought this off of Hotlook because it was on sale, and I honestly think I just bought it because I needed a new bronzer and I really wanted to try some more higher end makeup, and this was probably half off on Haute Look, but I paid that much in shipping anyway, so but this is a great bronzer. I still use this from time to time. It's definitely more of a cool tone bronzer, I feel. I have to go kind of light with it because I feel like it is a little bit too deep for my skin tone. I don't really know what I was thinking when I bought this. I don't think I would buy this shade of bronzer from the Balm again. If I were to do it all over again, I'd probably go for their lighter bronzer. I think it's called, they're like Oscar themed or like just award themed. But yeah, I still love this product. I definitely do not regret purchasing it. My next high-end purchase was the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, and this is just a volume 1 palette, just the first one that they came out with. Now, guys, you already know why I bought this one. It's because Emily Noel 83 was raving about it, and I think it was like a hot buy at Ulta or something. I think it was like half off, and I placed an online order. I probably got some other stuff too. But this is just a really great all matte, well, except for this shade. This shade is more of a satin. It's an all matte palette, and I was really attracted to this palette because, again, it had those subtle pops of color, and I really wasn't into really bright pops of color, really bright shadows, really bright any kind of makeup on my face, honestly. And this palette really appealed to me because it has pops of color, but they're more muted. They're not so like bam in your face. And yeah, I love this palette. I still use this palette from time to time. I think it's an amazing palette. Once again, if you're a working professional, if you need to look professional every single day, these shadows are beautiful. They blend really well. They're nicely pigmented. It's just a really great palette. So this next item was a gift as well, but this one was definitely more impulsive. I remember going shopping with the person that gifted this to me, and they were like, well, what do you want for Christmas? And we were at Ulta because all I ever want is makeup. And I was thinking, originally I was going to say the Lorac Pro 3. Pro 3 or Pro 2? I don't remember which one it was. But then I saw this beauty, and I'd seen pictures online. I'd gone back and forth about it. I think I had decided before I saw it that I did not want this palette, that I was just going to pass on it and it was going to be fine. And then I saw it in the store, and I fell in love with it. I love this palette. I knew that I loved the Lorac shadows because the formula is just so amazing. They're really buttery and smooth and pigmented, and I just love the color selection of this. I really got this palette, well, the reason I told myself I picked out this palette was because I felt like this was the perfect everyday palette. There are a lot of like nice mid-tone matte shades right there. I just stuck my finger in one of them. And I felt that I could just take any of these like mid-tone shimmers, mid-tone matte in the crease, and I would be good to go. It'd be like the perfect everyday palette. And it is great for that. But honestly, I don't use it as much as I thought I would. I really want to do like kind of a like Shop My Stash series, flashback series, where I just use older makeup in my collection and I kind of devote some time to it. Maybe I'll do like a flashback get ready with me, Shop My Stash get ready with me. Maybe that'll be a new series on my channel. But yeah, I still love this palette. Lorac's formula on shadows is just, oh, it's so good. I love it so much. And yeah, this one needs a little more love. But this was definitely an impulse buy for me, but I love it so much. I am so glad I picked out this one. So I'm going to share with you guys one more palette because this is actually the first high-end palette that I think I bought at full price or very close to full price, and is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Now, I had my first job, and I've bought high-end palettes since this, but I feel like this was kind of the mark of the end of my only drugstore phase. So I had my first job, and I'd been working at it for a couple months, I think, and I was finally saving up some money, and I had been eyeing the Sweet Peach palette for months and months and months. I mean, oh, it smells so good. Oh. It smells so good. The shades are beautiful. I thought it would be like the perfect spring palette. I think I bought it like right before I went on spring break. And so I saved my money and I bought it, and I was so excited for this palette, and I was definitely not disappointed. I love this palette so much. I think it's beautiful for summer. I feel like you can even make it work for fall. I feel like these really rich warm brown shades and kind of these more darker shimmer shades in here and that really nice olive would be just gorgeous in the fall. But yeah, I've definitely bought more high-end palettes since buying this one, but I feel like this was kind of the mark of, hey, I'm going to start spending some more money on makeup, or I have more money to spend on makeup. So yeah, that is my last high-end item for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to check out those lovely ladies that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. I will have their channels and their videos linked in the description box below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!